Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here with a review for Monday Night Raw. Unbelievable how something so small could make such big changes. What is going on, everybody? I see some people in the chat already. Original Biggie, Goober, J3X Show. What is going on, brother? Happy to have you guys in here. Wrestling community, everybody is more than welcome to join this. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this show. This one is certainly going to be different. What's up, Connor? Raw was live in Dallas, Texas. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But first, you know we got to do all the shills and plugs. So do me a favor, guys. If you are watching this video, make sure you click the like button on the video. It helps out. More people get to see it because of that. So make sure you click the like button. If you're watching this afterwards, like my man Jesus De Leon will be, make sure you comment down below in the comment section. I will get back to you eventually. It also helps more people see it, and you get your opinion still heard. And the chat, make sure if you are in the chat, it is live and people are talking. What's up, Rob? I see you. Make sure you guys are talking and being lively. I want to hear what you thought of the show as well. And last but not least, in the description box, you guys can see all of the link trees for EPW and Brainbuster Radio. Brainbuster Radio is a podcast network of elite podcasters, and we bring you wrestling content 7 days of the week. We are producing a lot of new shows, lots of new concepts coming up, so make sure you guys are plugged in to Brainbuster Radio at Brainbuster Radio on Twitter. If you guys see down below, I got the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Everything Pro Wrestling, EPW Show. Find me and let's talk about that. Tombstone that like button. Goober, I like it. I like it. I like it. So this was a different episode of Monday Night Raw. For the first time in a long time, the Facebook group was kind of lit for this Monday Night Raw. A lot of people seemed interested in what they were doing, what they were trying to do. Things were just different. So I really couldn't be mad at what I was seeing tonight on Raw. And it seems like you guys were happy as well. Let's get into it, though. We start off Monday Night Raw with the Falls Count Anywhere match with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Now, these two behemoths went out there, and this was a feud that you guys know. Everybody in this chat, we've been talking about some of these same feuds for weeks and weeks. Steve, what's up, brother? We've been talking about some of these same feuds for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we're tired of it. And this is one of them, I'm not going to lie, I'm tired of. But this week, they did something different. They had a Falls Count Anywhere match. They did a really good job promoting this, doing their thing with it, and I really couldn't be mad. So they started off the show with a match for once. No talking segments, no BS. Raw started off with a match. These guys brawled to the floor. They did their usual things, knocking each other down onto the concrete, but eventually they made their way up to the top of the ramp, and they broke through the Raw set. Unbelievable. Braun Strowman pushed Lashley through. You could see everything behind them. There was a bunch of electronic speaker boxes, things to control the panels, and then you just fireworks a la Rock Mankind 1999 Royal Rumble. Shit was blasting off from everywhere. Corey Graves even let out a quote holy shit, and people went nuts, and everyone was just on Twitter buzzing about this. Like, did you hear what Corey Graves said? And it was very cool. I absolutely liked it. What's going on, PR Nightmare? Steve, I see you guys in the chat as well. People were going nuts for this. When I saw it instantly, I knew, number one, gotta be a work. Number two, this is a way to get a new stage for Monday Night Raw potentially in the weeks leading up once they decide what they want to do with everything. I think it'll be really dope. Commentary sold this very well. There was no winner. Both guys ended up carted off. And during the time of them being down, I really liked the different camera angle that they used. So they kind of had like a camera coming off, you guys can't really see my hand, from the side. And the area right here, they were all just laying there kind of waiting. So, where's the change at? Nowhere. Oh, King is not a fan. King is not a fan. I like this though. I thought it was a nice way to start off Raw. They had people knocked out, laid out. They did what they had to do for it. So I wasn't too upset with this. Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley. Am I tired of seeing it? Yeah. Yeah, they need to figure out how they're going to end this or what they're going to do with this because I'm over it. So they got carted off. And for the rest of the night, everybody treated it like it was serious. Like, oh, I want to wish my best to Braun and Bobby. I know that they're in our thoughts right now, and they were trying to sell it. So I can't be mad. At least they were attempting to do something different. No, he has his right to his opinion, Connor. I don't think King's being a hater. He has his rights to it. He's gonna probably tell us why anyway. Next, we had the Viking Raiders versus the New Day here. Samoa Joe eventually comes out in the middle of this and attacks Xavier Woods. So every move tonight was done with a purpose. That was one of the things that I appreciated with everything. Mao, what's going on, brother? Sorry, fixing my chair. Rumor WWE ending the wildcard rule when SmackDown moves to Fox. I'm down with that, King. If you're gonna do the brand split, go all the way. Don't half-ass it. Don't do this wild card bullshit. It's not helping anybody. Now you have a bunch of superstars, and there's gonna be people not getting time. So you signed all these dudes. Do it right if you're gonna do the brand split. My problem is I have no faith in WWE to do the brand split correctly. If you guys are just joining me, I see some more people in here. Make sure you guys are in the chat talking. I will read some of your comments and stuff too. And like my man Goober said, tombstone that like button. But Samoa Joe comes out, attacks Xavier Woods. This leads to a 6-man tag match, playa. It's the Mac Militant, as we all knew that was going to happen. The New Day versus the Viking Raiders and Samoa Joe. Very solid match. I like the in-ring work of both teams. They look like they had a lot of chemistry with each other. I think if you put them in more matches, you could see something there. So, I liked it. Corey Graves talked about a rumored ladder match for Extreme Rules between Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe. Live chat, what do you guys think of that? Is that the right move? Be interesting to hear and see, man. I wonder what people would think of that. That's just my thoughts. I think that if they do that match, Kofi Kingston is definitely more favored in that one. Goober says the only time I'm cool with them being on both shows is if they're doing Raw versus SmackDown at Survivor Series. Yeah, maybe they can do that. Two can't type driving. Well, you better be focused on the road, son. Ryan Wilkinson, what is up, brother? Good to have you in here, sir. Appreciate you. Leave your thoughts on Raw too, Ryan. I know you do videos and stuff, so I'd love to hear what you think. So after that rumor killer, we actually find out that Samoa Joe choked out Kofi Kingston in this match. Kofi, eyes rolled in the back of his head. Kofi Kingston takes the L to Samoa Joe. This is okay in this situation. You know why? Because the champions can lose as long as it's to a future challenger. I don't mind it. But I don't want to see the champ lose all the time on television. Kofi Kingston shouldn't lose to XYZ unless it's very rare. Very, very rare. But I like it. Samoa Joe picks up the big victory. He's going into Extreme Rules looking strong. Who knows what they'll do with this. But I like the viciousness of Samoa Joe. Next, we got something with Drake Maverick's wife. She came out and she said that basically Drake Maverick has to choose between her and the 24/7 title. And fellas, you know how we do it with ultimatums. He had to pause for a second and think about it. He was like, you are the title. And he said, obviously it's you, baby. Obviously it's you. But Drake Maverick, definitely one of the funnier parts of the show tonight. And R-Truth taunts him and sets up everything. We get some stuff backstage with the Club and AJ Styles. The Club teasing AJ about his match, saying that, he should have made quicker work of Ricochet. And AJ was focused in on it. Let me see what the live chat is saying now, though, here. That could be a good match. Is the Street Profits on Raw now? Vince is going to bury them. I don't know, King. That wasn't really explained if they were on Raw, if it was just a one-time thing. Great way to promote physics to WWE games. Oh, yeah, Biggie. I hear you on that. WWE 2K20 news will be coming soon, too, guys. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter at EPW Show. I put a tweet out about that today. A lot of people liked it. When NBA 2K usually starts releasing their stuff, WWE's right behind to follow. So expect some news soon if you play the video games. I missed half of Raw tonight. Gonna get caught up here shortly. Kofi has been built up pretty nicely lately. I agree. Original Biggie hashtag choke out Kofi. I hope Heyman and Bischoff end this wild card rule. I agree, Connor. Hashtag Poppy Joe. Bischoff hates the wild card rule. Colton, what is going on, my friend? How are you, sir? Make sure if you are new to the channel, Colton, and you like what you see here, the overlay, anything, click the subscribe button and make sure you're in here talking with everybody. Kofi for the cover athlete for 2K. I can see it being Kofi and even Becky Lynch. Becky's my number one. I think Kofi would be two with the New Day. Good to see you in here, Colton. Let's get back to this, though. We had No Way Jose come out. I don't know what shirts they were rocking. It looked like him and Cedric Alexander were wearing, like, the same kind of shirt. I don't know what that was. If anybody in the live chat knows, please inform me. But No Way Jose comes out. R-Truth disguised in the conga line. He's getting bold now with the 24/7 title. And he was just there taunting Drake Maverick as his wife looked at him with the evil eye. He got the side eye. And No Way Jose ended up getting his ass beat by Cesaro. And it felt like Heyman maybe book Cesaro like this because he feels like he owes Cesaro. Cesaro's getting older. Same thing with Samoa Joe. You have to use these guys now in the top spots if you're going to use them. And Cesaro just beat the hell out of No Way Jose. I feel like No Way Jose is going to get an overhaul in his gimmick and maybe form a tag team or do something different. So I'm okay with this. No Way Jose took the beat down. Cesaro looked strong. Cool. Different segment. Street Profits were backstage. The Street Profits, the NXT Tag Team Champions. Shout out to Malik Kelly, a.k.a. Narcolepsy Boy here on YouTube. He was the one who first pointed out that he noticed the Street Profits were involved in Monday Night Raw. He saw them earlier. I don't know if it was in the video package or somewhere backstage, but he noticed them. And the NXT Tag Champs talk about they want that smoke. They're here. The Street Profits randomly showed up. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it's different. Oh, ooh, Ryan says maybe Cesaro will get pushed finally. I think Heyman feels bad for how they're, I don't know, the Paul Heyman guy and the King of Swing. I think that didn't work out right. PR Nightmare, Sheamus is out with spinal stenosis, the same thing that kept Edge and many others out of wrestling. Sheamus has that, and it's starting to develop, and I don't know if Sheamus is going to have to make an early exit from WWE, or if he's seeing if there's a way to correct it. But we'll see. Samoa Joe needs to be WWE champion soon. He's in his 40s. Yeah, King, I agree. It's either now or never with Joe. Even if it's a short title reign. I feel like he should have beat AJ when he was fighting him too. I don't know. They could do better with Joe. Excuse me. Red Cup of Doom time. Yeah. So we get back to this. So we get Shane Drew Taker segment. Shane and Drew come out. They're upset. Undertaker finally comes out. These two scallywags run into the crowd to get away from the Undertaker. Undertaker does his die stuff. But you know what? It's always good to see the Undertaker. I know he's older. I really don't want to see Taker wrestle. But Taker's such a legend that it's hard not to respect him too. Is that the Street Profits Cup? No, this is the EPW Cup, good sir. Yeah. I feel the aura is fading away. I'm assuming you're talking about with the Undertaker. Perhaps. I think he could be damaging his legacy. Here's the thing. Undertaker can't be put in there with Goldberg. Undertaker needs to wrestle Daniel Bryan's, Drew McIntyre's. Let those guys who are rising put Taker over. So that way it just shows, hey, was this guy good? Taker can say a good word to Vince, and things will work out better probably for him. Steve, where is Bray? We're gonna get to Bray. Well, we'll get to him in a second here. It's coming up. So Taker did all right here. Like I said, with Extreme Rules, Paul Heyman's hands are tied with some of this. He's gonna have to run with it and see what he can do and make happen. So it's a wait and see approach right now. We get Lacey Evans versus Natalya. Baron Corbin interfered. Woman's right. Nobody wants to talk about the harlot. Ask Original Biggie in the chat. He'll tell you. The harlot is not a fan in the EPW. A lot of people are not a fan of Lacey Evans. But her and Corbin are trying to make this thing work. They've got the main event at Extreme Rules against Becky and Seth. We'll see what happens. But Lacey Evans hit the women's right. It was good to have Natalya in there. Natalya is a great trainer and someone that you want to be in the ring with. So, Natty, excellent work. Ricochet is being interviewed backstage. It is really tough sometimes to hear Ricochet, but I want him to continue getting these spots because I think he can get better at it. Just give him some time and put him with somebody. Let Heyman coach him a little bit. Heyman can figure out what works for him. But Ricochet's backstage. Anderson and Gallows eventually interrupt, and they start talking crap like, hey, AJ was saying this, and it seems like they're stirring the pot, trying to get something to happen between AJ and Ricochet. So they back off of it afterwards. We turn the page here. Then we see Anderson and Gallows go back and talk to AJ, and they're stirring the pot once again, saying Ricochet said he could beat you, and this, and this. And the old AJ Styles would have went up to him and challenged him for that U.S. title and smacked him right across his face. And AJ goes in front of him, asks him what he said, and he said, I didn't say anything, but he said, I'm confident I can beat you, because what's the guy supposed to say? AJ Styles slapped the hell out of him like he brought home a bad report card. This dude slapped fire out of Ricochet. It was loud, bro. I would have been pissed. I hate getting slapped. Like, that's the worst feeling in the world. And Ricochet responded back with a slap of his own, and AJ just smiled and walked away. And we have ourselves a United States Championship match in the main event that wasn't advertised. So, pretty dope. Let's see here. Seth Rollins is boring as a babyface. I like heel Rollins. The Goober's laughing at the harlot. Equal lefts for women's rights. Stop it, Obi-Wan. Getting in trouble in the chat. So this leads to the next match, which is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, I had an interesting talk with someone on Twitter about this. Are you guys tired of the 2 out of 3 falls match rule? And I'm pretty sure most of you guys are going to say yes to that. But here's my other question. Do you think it's reserved for main eventers only, or is it reserved for a certain type of people? Like, who would you save this match for to bring it back? Because I think it needs a rest right now on Monday Night Raw. That's just my opinion. The 2 out of 3 fall stuff's been overdone to death. So, and while you guys comment on that, I am going to get into this. Let me see. Over the 2 out of 3 falls, I agree, Ryan. 24/7 title segments are the best parts of the show. Love it, just to say. I'm fine with it, Steve says. Well, Miz and Elias were in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, when Miz was coming out, this is for Steve, Mercy the Buzzard was behind him once again. I feel like Miz might be the first victim of Bray Wyatt. The Miz is right on his ass, and Miz doesn't notice anything behind him. So, who knows what the story is supposed to be with this, but Bray Wyatt is coming soon. And I don't know to which brand. We'll have to see if maybe they make an appearance on SmackDown tomorrow. But things are certainly changing. And I don't think it's too bad right now. The Miz versus Elias. The Miz comes out like a fire, and he hits a skull-crushing finale. 1, 2, 3. Elias is already down. Elias hits the drift away, catches up to the Miz. They go back and forth then with a decent match. This could have been a one-on-one match with more time. I don't know why they did it like this, but I don't know. Maybe it's a Vince thing to see if this is still working. Elias eventually runs into the post knee first, and the Miz wins with the figure 4 leg lock. Nice to see the Miz busting out some of his old moves. Really good ending for that match. So Miz picks up a necessary win for himself as a babyface. We'll see where it goes from here. Let's get back to the chat here. WWE is following the CMLL Mexican formula, 2 out of 3 matches every week. Okay, Mao, thank you for that, sir. I like the knowledge right there. Original Biggie, I like the stipulation, but it's being used way too much. Vince hates wrestling during commercials. Yeah, King, but you can't keep doing that for the live crowd. Imagine paying money to a show and then they stop wrestling in the middle of it. It's like, bro, no. Keep going. I don't know. I wouldn't like that. Vince fears wrestling, Original Biggie says. I'm not a fan of those matches. Probably they can get new Mexican fans that they like that stipulation a lot here. Steve says, please, for the love of God, bring back heel Miz. So Steve's not a fan of the Miz as a babyface, we can see. We get to the next segment. We are backstage with Rollins and Lynch. They are talking, and then Maria Kanellis comes up. And Maria says, you guys are not the first couple of the WWE. And she brings out her husband, I guess, Mike Kanellis, a.k.a. Mike Bennett. and he's sporting his new look. He is looking focused. He is ready to go. And Mike Kanellis is there, and she starts saying that we're going to fight you guys tonight. It's leading to a match. And she says that, why don't you come to the ring? She looks at Seth and says, you bring your bitch, and I'll bring mine. And she looked at Mike Kanellis. And I was kind of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know how cool I would be with someone calling me a bitch before my match, but whatever. I guess it goes into the storyline. He took her last name or whatever. Very, very weird. Can you imagine the heel Miz under Heyman? Throws his hands up. Good shit, Steve. I want Bray to feud with Kofi for the WWE title at SummerSlam. Ryan, that'd be dope. And I'm going to be there, so that'd be definitely cool. Mercy the Buzzard lurking. Yeah, man. Heel Miz with Heyman. Connor says, why does WWE have to bring real life relationships in to make storylines? I think it's because fans are so interested in the dirt sheets and the stories that they try to bring the real life in, Connor. That's all I can answer for that. So we get Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch versus Maria and Mike Kanellis. Mike Kanellis gets his ass whooped in this match. He was only in there to eat this curb stomp, I said to everybody. And Maria and Becky are about to go at it, and when Becky goes to finally grab her and hit her, Maria grabs the microphone and says, I'm pregnant. Everybody looks, they're shocked. Becky kind of backs off, and she's like, okay. And Mike Kanellis eventually looks like you're pregnant and gets thrown into the ring, and Becky locks on the disarm her, and they said maybe it should be the disarm him. Mike Kanellis taps out. Maria berates this dude and says maybe next time she wants to have a baby and get pregnant, she'll ask the man to do it instead. And Mike Kanellis just looks disappointed. And I don't know if this is going to light a fire under him or what they're going to do, but rough, man. I don't know. That storyline felt very weird to me. What if Becky turns on Seth down the road because she is the man? You have something there, Ryan. They could do that. Connor says, please, not another Claire Lynch storyline. Oh, if you guys don't know about that, that's TNA. That's something else. I was interested in that one when they first started it, though. I'm not going to lie. We get backstage then to the Street Profits, making things awkward and weird. They come up. They got the red cup. He's got the crown on. They're doing their thing. I like that they brought the NXT tag titles with them. Show off the belts. I'm glad that they acknowledge that they're from NXT, unlike they did with the Viking Raiders and a bunch of other people who were recently called up. Much better steps, in my opinion, because NXT to me gives you some credibility, and for the fans who don't watch NXT, I promise you, you're missing out. Even the UK stuff, NXT is really good, and I like the way it's done. That's just my opinion on it. Next, we get to some kind of crap matches. Alexa Bliss faced Carmella. Carmella beat Bliss with a quick roll-up. This is the stuff I'm talking about with Alexa Bliss as a character, that it just doesn't resonate with me. Not a fan of this. So Bliss barely works again. She's already been given a title shot because Nikki Cross beat Bayley. What? Who booked this shit? Ugh. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this. So then afterwards, it's Nikki Cross versus Carmella. They have a quick match. Nikki Cross uses kind of she looks like she's setting up for a suplex, but turns into a spinning neck breaker, similar to what she does on the ropes, but without using the ropes this time. Nikki Cross gets the victory here. It looks like they're trying to put Nikki Cross in that title match. I can see a triple threat at Extreme Rules with all three women in there, and they're doing their thing. Connor says he does not like British wrestling. All right. She's being protected, Ryan says. Protected from injury, or is she being protected as far as a character? Let me know, Ryan. Chill out. Our bank accounts aren't high enough to discuss Seth. But yeah, I got something. Seth can kiss it for that. That was a scumbag move, I think, to say something like that. Corbin should kidnap Becky Lynch in storyline. You leave my Bliss alone. I got it, Steve. Injury concerns mostly. Okay. I get it, but she's getting put into a big spot too, so she's gonna eventually have to fight Nikki. I think this is leading to that, or vice versa. Nikki turns on Alexa. Something's got to happen with this. Has anybody seen Charlotte? No, I think she's been out ever since Andrade's mother passed. I believe it was his mother. Someone in his family passed away. If it wasn't his mother, I apologize. But Yeah, someone in his family passed away. I think Charlotte's been there with him. I think they'll be back on television very soon, though. What do we got here? Corbin holds her hostage at an Applebee's. You guys are bad. His mother, then his aunt. See? Okay, so he had two deaths in the family. So Charlotte's probably off TV with him then. Then we get to R-Truth. He loses the Universal 24/7 European Hardcore Divas Knockouts Television Championship. He gets hit, I guess, in the head, according to Rob, with some luggage or something. And it looks like our boy, not Hornswoggle, but Drake Maverick, has regained the 24/7 championship. And he boogied on out of there. Who is that? See Charlotte. Oh yeah, she was backstage at Stomping Grounds. That is a good point, Rob. Thank you for that. Where's Liv Morgan? King, bro. Same question, man. I like Liv Morgan. I thought they had something really good with the Riot Squad, and they have done nothing with that group. She did congratulate him. Yes. So Charlotte was at Stomping Grounds to clear up that last matter. And let's talk about this U.S. title match, guys. AJ Styles versus Ricochet. Not worried about these two putting on a good match because I know once they get some pay-per-view time that they will put on some good stuff. Hey Zeus, what's up, brother? Yeah, so not really worried about the quality of the match. This one ended kind of quick at one point, though. AJ Styles jumps up off the ropes, hits the phenomenal forearm on Ricochet. 1, 2, 3. The problem was during that count, Ricochet slipped his foot under the bottom rope. And then here comes a snitching referee. He's got to come out because where were you all the other times people cheated during the night? But he comes out and says, hey, his foot was under the bottom rope here. So they come out and it's definitely getting restarted. We know this. It has to happen. These guys go back and forth once again. Ricochet ends up picking up the victory. I missed how it happened. I don't know if it was by a roll-up, a 630. My head was turned. I was too busy sending out links, setting all this stuff up. But I got to see Gargano versus Raw. Shut up, Jesus. Don't come in here trolling. So that was done. And freaking amazing. We get some aftermath, though. AJ Styles sees Anderson and Gallows, who came out after the commercial break where they started the second fall, and they're like, hey, what happened, man? You got to get back to being you. And after their recent tour of Japan, AJ Styles was celebrating with them, and they talked about this a little bit on commentary. And AJ Styles said, you want to see the old me? And he just clobbers Ricochet right in the head and starts putting the boots to his ass. It looks like the club is back. They start beating the hell out of him. We see a magic killer hit on Ricochet, and then AJ Styles climbs up to the turnbuckle, sits down, and he says, bring him over here. And we see a Styles clash off the middle rope to Ricochet. Unbelievable. AJ Styles has turned heel again. The club is back together. Live chat, I need to hear your thoughts on the club being back together. Are they going to do something with them? If you're Anderson and Gallows, do you go for this now that Raw's under new leadership? Does this sway you to stay? Are you still AEW bound or New Japan bound? Do you look elsewhere to see where you can go? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But we got people saying it's just too sweet. They need to turn somebody babyface. I think we got too many heels, Jesus says. Uh-oh, everybody's saying it's just too sweet. I like what we're seeing. Jesus, did you like Raw better tonight? It seemed like you enjoyed it a little bit more than recently. Curious. Slow build for the club to take all the gold. Okay. Goober throwing up the two sweets. I see it, bro. I see it. Let me see if it'll, for some odd reason, none of my things are popping up so that I can't respond to you guys with them. But you guys see the too sweet from me. It's all good. Yeah, he said I enjoyed Raw tonight since I was there live. Hey, Zeus, we should have had you call in, bro. Give your live thoughts on the show. We need more seeds to put in play besides Ricochet. I think we're going to see more, Steve. Like I said, I feel Heyman's hands are tied right now. He's got to get through the storylines that were already started. Let's see what happens for SummerSlam. I think that'll be like the first full, okay, what are you doing? Where are you going? Because Heyman even said recently he likes to write the endings first and then what leads up to all of this. I like it. Who's going to help Ricochet? I think it's got to be an emerging tag team. Ryder and Hawkins. Oh, Ryder and Hawkins got disrespected when they interviewed Ricochet earlier in the night. She was like, "Excuse me, can I have a word with Ricochet? Be gone, you two." And I was just like, dang, how they have fallen. The night after SummerSlam is when Heyman really gets going. Because, yeah, then he's focused on getting towards WrestleMania. What are our matches going to be? Him and Bischoff are going to have to figure out what they're going to do. It'll be interesting. Guys, here's my other question for you. I have to ask this. Do you guys want to see a draft done again? This is how we'll end the night. The Street Profits and Ricochet would be dope. That would be really cool to see. But what do you guys think, though? Do we need to see a draft before SummerSlam? After? Because everything is different. Oh, yeah. Impact is in discussion with Access TV. Yes, sir. Impact needs this deal, man. And this week on the podcast, that will be the preview for it. If you guys want to listen and see what's going on in the world of Impact Wrestling, I will do it. Yes, we need a draft soon, Jesus says. Rob says F the brand split at this point. King says Vince needs to step down. No more drafts. Yes, before SummerSlam. You have a lot of talent, though, that won't be featured. That's the problem if you don't do a brand split. What was the point of signing all these guys? Then you're going to have to get on the release train and start getting rid of people. Ricochet teamed up with the Viking Raiders in NXT for War Games. But I think the Viking Raiders are heels now, Goober. Before SmackDown Live goes to Fox is when Jesus thinks they may do it. What about AOP with Ricochet? AOP's been kind of laying low. I like it, Ryan. That's a good pick. I think after SummerSlam they should do one. King says he wants another draft. Viking Raiders are heels now, so it's a good point. Folks, thank you, though, for joining me tonight. I want to let you guys know that this was really fun, good conversation, and I will say it. For 3 weeks in a row, this was a decent Monday Night Raw show. Was it thumbs down? No. I say thumbs up. The last 3 weeks of Raw have been better. The last two were better, like okay. This one, I felt this one was decent, like almost good. I would say good even. It kept my interest, and it did much better than what we were getting before. So with Heyman having his hands on this, I'm all in. I just don't know how the 3 hours is still kind of long, but I like it. Jesus says thumbs up for it. We got people talking about people can go back to NXT. Irving stab anybody with scissors. Knock it off. Thank you, sir. And thank you, King. Yes, so let me give my shout out real quick and we'll end this, guys. Shout out to Obi-Wan Original Biggie, first one in here. Goober 316. What? Thank you, Goober, for being in here, my brother. Appreciate you. J3X Show made a quick appearance in. Connor Knows Wrestling was in here. My man Rob. Rob, when are you going to do a review with me, man? You've been slacking lately. We got to get you back in here for something. PR Nightmare made an appearance in here as well. My man Steve from Sports Talk Network. King made it known he was not feeling the changes right away. He saw some good, but he's not sold. I'm in the same position, bro. We'll see what they do with it. Mao Wrestling. Mao, thank you for being in here. You brought some good knowledge in here, especially the CMLL stuff with the 2 out of 3 falls matches. I did not know that, so that was a very good point to know. Ryan R. Wilkinson from RTR, man. I appreciate you coming in here. We got to collab one day on a video or something. Maybe even if it's for your channel or for Facebook. We'll figure out something one day. Who else did we have? Goober was in here. Colton Skaggs. Thank you, Colton, for joining us. I appreciate that, good sir. Anybody who hasn't, do me a favor. Make sure that you guys are subscribing to the channel. I'm going to put this up here, and hopefully you guys can see the goal there. We are at 427 for subscribers. We got to get to 500, so if you guys have not clicked it already, please click that subscribe button. It really helps out. We're trying to make some moves happen with this. we'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys do like the graphics that we have going on. Oop. And I messed that up a little bit there. Sorry, Seth, had to cut your head off. You know, because you make so much money, you probably don't care, right? But guys, thank you so much. Jesus De Leon, Steve, thank you guys for coming through and joining us in the conversations. I am out. HLA tomorrow. Knock it off. Jesus, I gave you some love before in the beginning, jerk off, so don't be that guy. All right? Jesus got some love a lot tonight. So, yeah, Goober the GOAT. Goober saved you. All right, but thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm out. Peace.